the side, down where the rabbit lives. My world will blow your mind. Just have a look at it. Think about it.
So I thought of periscoping the actual film, but I'm sure Cernovich would have kicked my ass if I did that. Or he would have tried to. So guys, what did we all think? What did we all think?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah? No, we're live. We're live. We're live. Review of the Red Pill. We've finally seen it. Got George McIntyre here. Billy for prison shirt on.
Good for prison.
You pass out the stickers?
I will.
Hot takes. I need hot takes. Come on, what do you think?
Sorry?
What do you think?
About what?
The film.
It was well done.
Yeah? Well done. Not bad. Everything for us?
I'm not with him. I just saw his shirt.
Oh, yeah, nice. A lot of people here, not just men, a lot of women, older, younger. George, thoughts?
I think she gave men a fair shake. I thought she did a pretty decent job. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot too. I think it's actually pretty good to show people who, you know, may not know about this stuff. Oh, General Flynn gave MAGA 3X a shout out on Trump TV. Nice, very good. Thank you, General. We work with him quite a bit. Jack, anything?
I thought we were going to watch Jack Reacher, but I think this was a lot better.
No, this is not Jack Reacher. We actually went to see the Red Pill instead.
Should have interviewed Roosh.
No, Roosh gets enough. Roosh has his own little periscope that he tries to do from 1,000 million miles away. He doesn't really know what's going on. We just kind of feed him stuff. Sometimes I tell him stuff that isn't true just to see if he can figure it out or not. Don't tell Roosh that, okay?
He's gonna see this.
Huh?
He's totally gonna see this.
Yeah, he probably will.
Horseface.
But yeah, give me some. So I liked. I mean, it's funny because I thought it was long, definitely long, and Sean Hannity's mad at me for something. Whatever.
Sean Hannity.
Yeah, well, Sean Hannity, 3 hours a day, every day. That's all we ask. Sean Hannity here on the Fox News show. Yeah, well, if Sean Hannity has a problem with me, then Sean Hannity goes my phone number, 610-304-3104. Give me a phone call, Sean. We can talk all about it. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna talk about the Red Pill. Let's go where it's a little more light. Let's go with a little more light. Okay, I can actually see a little bit out here. So, yeah, even though I thought it was definitely long, two full hours, there were a couple, I think it was a good introduction for a lot of people to, you know, get into these kind of issues. I wish there were other issues that it touched on, you know, like they mentioned it a little bit, but failure to launch, I think, is a big part of it. Something I know a lot of people that struggle with, a lot of men that struggle with.
Just barely touched the circumcision issue, that I think is pretty important.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very graphic circumcision scene though, so it will definitely stick with you, even though they don't really dig into it all that much. Okay, what would you add?
I think there could be some sequels.
Sequels,
in the future, for sure.
Sequels.
I think the fact that there's a female director is definitely going to make it easier for me to share with some of my feminist friends and actually get them to open up. A lot easier than showing them a Roosh article or sending them to a website.
Yeah.
I can actually sit down with them, and I can see how the film could facilitate discussion and in a civil environment. So I'm really glad about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. The fact that it's made by someone who wasn't, you know, like a believer, not someone who wasn't like completely on board with, you know, all the red pilled herself, and I guess got red pilled during the course of the film, and the way you can actually show it to somebody, because it's someone who's, you know, who isn't.
Yeah, I know what the ticket sales were. We sold 120 pre-order
Okay.
And then we also sold probably another dozen at the box office.
I won so about 132, and do you know how many is in it?
I can't. Can't believe I didn't get a picture.
I'm breaking it down now.
I'd say about 75% of the pre-orders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
How big was the?
Are we, Mark? Are we meeting out in the lobby?
Well, the lobby was the only place that was suggested.
Breaking it down. I'm sorry?
I'm just curious what you're doing.
Oh, this is the Periscope, so we're just doing like reviews of the movie if anybody saw it. Do you have a review for the movie to share?
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah?
I'm heading out toward the.
Was it
lobby.
something you'd heard about before seeing the film, or was this your first time really touching on some of this stuff?
No, I'm aware of a lot of the issues.
Okay.
Just surprising to actually see them discussed.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of has that same reaction to it, saying that, like, oh my goodness, there's a film about it, when it's normally something you walk around the office, or go into like a family dinner and try to bring up some of this stuff, and it probably isn't going to go too well.
Most people don't want to discuss the issues. They just kind of want to stick their head in the sand. So it's
Now, do you-
kind of interesting to see a movie on.
Do you think if there was like a DVD version or an online version of this, it'd be something you could share with people?
I will. They won't like it, but I'll share it.
I love it. I love it. It's a good answer. Thank you. Cool. We're sharing. We're getting it. We're getting it out there. They're doing like a little bit of a workshop, kind of a focus group around here.
I'm just happy so many people showed up, because it's very easy to sit at work and keep your mouth shut so you don't get fired on these issues, and all kinds of other situations where you kind of think that you're the only person that thinks this way or has read these books, but actually come to a place like this and see a packed theater of people that actually care about the same things you do. I'm just glad that happened. So.
Yeah, and I would even point out it's a very diverse group. I mean, men, women, all different ages, all different. Well, I'll just show you. I mean, see. We all just finished watching it. We're all here, checking it out. Everyone seems to have a pretty positive view of it. I don't really see anybody. I didn't really see anyone coming out of the movie and getting all, upset about it or anything like that. Do you want to do a review? No. All right. I can't put everybody on the spot. I'm not going to do that. I gotta make sure we're not mansplaining. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So doing they're doing a little round table, and I'm not going to go over there because, I understand how this issue goes, and maybe not everybody on there wants to be, have their face on screen about this. Maybe not everybody wants to be, kind of outed as someone who's in. But Beck, I was going to say, I wasn't thinking necessarily about sequels specifically to this, but are there any other type of issues that you think you could see, like, a movie like this being made of? Or a documentary?
Off the top of my head, I mean, just consider every issue that someone, say, Donald Trump brings up, and the hatred and vitriol thrown at him and his supporters. And I believe every single one of those issues at least deserves an honest conversation in the public sphere.
Like, talk about it: trade, immigration, borders,
globalism.
It's kind of funny that the actual term "red pill" itself, it comes from the men's rights movement, but I would say that this film was made like 2014 is when she did a lot of the filming, I think 2015. So I think in that short time that film, or that term, the red pill, has sort of grown to be anything that's contrary to the establishment narrative, anything that's contrary to sort of the liberal agenda that's pushed to us from the mainstream media.
It's interesting that it's turned into this negative term too, because I mean, when The Matrix came out, it was kind of this big metaphor for the system, and you should pull yourself out of the system and fight it. Well, people are kind of starting to realize that globalism, like, that is the system. Like, we are trying to fight it, and we are the counterculture now. It's not the 60s anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point of the movie, is it talks about, it really gets into, like, how the feminist movement started in the 60s and sort of a lot of organizing on campus and how it was so counter to what was going on. And watching that, it really made me think a lot about I don't even know what you want to call it, the Trump movement, but the America First movement, you know, the Make America Great Again movement, MAGA 3X, all the stuff we're doing, the way that, you know, being a Trump supporter is almost the counterculture of today, because all of the establishment, right, all of the institutions, all of the media, all of the, you know, your major academic universities, campuses, a lot of government is controlled by one side. It's like one party rule of all this stuff. So to be against that, to be counter to that, to rebel against that, it's you know, it's punk rock, it's different, you know. Oh, they're all clapping me because I did so well. They're all clapping me because they agree with me so much. That's what that was. But do you think, and I think too that's why it attracts so many, you know, people talk about trolls a lot. You know, they talk about online trolls, and I think that's why it attracts trolls, because it's against the narrative. It's against what we're trained to, or told, pushed down. I say this about Hillary Clinton a lot. Is people want to support Trump, but people are told to support Hillary. You know what I mean? Trying to do the little back and forth thing here.
I was texting. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was picking up something I learned from Jack Posobiec.
Picking up a girl.
That's to be on my cell phone as much as possible.
Actually,
someone else is talking to me.
Yeah, well, some of us have a burgeoning social media empire because they're on their phone all the times,
Yes.
and others of us just
Modesty is quite the virtue, I hear.
have successful lives and like actual relationships with people.
I think when a leftist narrative owns education and media, they can control the resistance as well, and we saw that in different things like, I'd say, the national welfare of the people in mind, but more so their own think tanks. I think that's why people vote for Hillary. They don't know how to think any differently. We've had 60, 70 years of an education system designed to produce consumers and not actually taught to think about the world around them. So when they're told that Donald Trump's a racist and Hillary Clinton's a savior, they just assume that's the way it is. And I'm really glad that something like the internet has beaten back demoralization for the last 15 years, and people have actually started to question the narrative on their own. And I believe that's why Donald Trump's going to win.
I mean, I think in a lot of things that we're seeing in the polls, and definitely seeing in terms of people's motivation and people's the momentum carrying forward in this race, is that Donald Trump has most likely already won the race. And certainly not only winning the race, which a lot of people don't get, is that he's shifted the entire culture on its axis, moving from, you know, a culture where we've been entirely controlled by one side to a culture where we're actually now pushing forward and we're allowing for other ideas and allowing for more people to come to express those ideas. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, everyone's idea is great and everyone's idea is good and that everyone's view is the best, because certainly that's not how it goes. But it's this idea that the one side, the left, has gotten so crazy with their censorship and so crazy with their denial of speech and denial of conversation on issues and denial of people who simply disagree on an opinion. People have a different opinion, and we're seeing the exact same thing with Donald Trump's presidency at the same time, his candidacy, I should say, presidency very soon. But that whereas Donald Trump, where you're told that, well, it's not just that you're wrong if you support Donald Trump, but that you're bad, that there's something wrong with you, that you know, you and we saw it yesterday when we went to see Peter Thiel down in DC, because it was like all the questions that were directed about him were, how could you possibly support Donald Trump for president? How could you do that? How could, you know, and there was no question at all about the issues. There was no question at all to Mr. Thiel about Hillary Clinton. It is amazing. We're down the street from the FBI headquarters in the midst of this enormous scandal with the FBI and Hillary Clinton, and not a single question about her to Peter Thiel, because it was all how outraged the media was that someone from their chosen icons, right, from the tech industry, from Silicon Valley, would support Donald Trump. And so really the question is, why? Why is that? something that somebody told me once, I don't know, maybe about a year ago, and it makes so much sense. And I've lived my life, you know, fighting a lot of different kind of causes and doing a lot of this activism type stuff. But this one was what really struck home with me and made me think about things in a different way. It was about the question of power and who has power in a society, which group has more power. And there's ways you can measure it, and there's ways you can, you know, kind of define and try to figure out which group has power and which group doesn't. But this quote, and I'll give it to you, is the group that has the power in society is the one that you're not allowed to discuss. The group that has power in society is that, you know, they're above reproachment. You're not allowed to mock them. You're not allowed to disagree with them. You're not even allowed to have the conversation. That's the one with the power. Very interesting. Love the Red Pill. Go and see it. I can't wait for you guys all to go see it. Go and find it. Go look it up online. Google it. You can figure out where it's playing. And please check it out. I'm sure there's going to be eventually some kind of like iTunes version of it available, or YouTube clips of it that come out. Go check those out. Use those. Go on Red Pill everyone you possibly can. Mr. Beck, any parting words for the people of the internet?
I just have to say that Bill Clinton is a rapist.
Infowars.com. Bill Clinton is a rapist. Hey, can we actually go see Jack Reacher though? Like, it starts in 5 minutes. Do you guys want to go see Jack Reacher? No, but we could go see Jack Reacher. Like, it starts in 5 minutes. Like,
Some of us have day jobs tomorrow, Jack.
yeah, but Periscope pays the bills, y'all. Periscope pays dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. Mach 3X, everybody.
Back at 3X.
See, you guys don't understand that Mike Cernovich said that he would pay me a nickel every time I said MAGA 3X. What's happening? Oh my goodness, it's Donald Trump. He's floating around. He's ethereal. He's coming from my mind. I've conjured him up. Did somebody go ask Baked Alaska if he summoned some frogs on me today? Because I think I got some with all this Sean Hannity crap and Stefan Molyneux and everybody else. Oh goodness. What a day. All right, I'm going to go see Jack Reacher by myself because everyone else sucks apparently. Toodles.